Happy 10K Friday, everybody who's down at Marathon Weekend. Get ready to enjoy all the miles here over the next few days. Good luck, and can't wait to see you down there. If you are there, come say hello. Today, we've got a great podcast for you. Pam Forrester joins me as we talk core memories down at Walt Disney World, our past core memories from vacations gone by, and why these memories are so important, and how Disney could reinforce these memories going forward. So we have a kind of off the rails discussion, but I think it's a lot of fun. I think you'll make some connections to what we have to say when it comes to how powerful these memories are and what keeps us coming back to our favorite Disney destinations. Don't forget, today's podcast and all of our podcasts always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan that awesome 2026 Disney adventure for no additional cost to you. Check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click supports everything we do throughout the year. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You guys make the show happen. I cannot do the show without your support. You can support us as well if you're not. Come on over, patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. And when you do that, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. We'll see you over there. Again, patreon.com/beourguestpodcast.
Ready to take a trip to the world? You found the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. This is where your memories come front and center on our podcast stage.
Welcome to episode 2828 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you and happy 10K or 10,000 kilometers day. Now let's just say 10K. 10,000 kilometers sounds terrible. Let's don't do that. And if you're listening in the corrals, you are crazy. You should not be listening to the podcast in the corrals at 5 o'clock. At 5 o'clock in the morning, guns going off. You should be running by now, unless you're back in G or something. You're just hanging out for a little while. But hey, let's have some fun. Let's make it a good run today. Hopefully the weather's holding out. Let's have a good time. But we're going to talk Disney here. And if you're not down there, you need to be following along. Hashtag BOGP Lizards on the social media for all the pictures. Come over to the clubhouse, post them in there. In the channel for the Run Disney Corrals, and we're gonna have a good time. We have a meetup. We have lots of meetups this weekend. Check the social media for that. But we're gonna keep you company here. Pam Forrester here, co-owner of the Magic for Less Travel, podcaster extraordinaire, Pittsburgher. Pam, happy Friday. We made it to the weekend. What's up?
Happy Friday. Wow, that's hard to say on the day we're recording.
Seriously, dude, it's the Monday of Mondays, so we're recording.
Yes,
it's the first Monday after Christmas. I know.
Oy, that's rough. So anyways, but yes, I'm here and I wanted to share, I was sharing this with Mike right before the podcast started, but so we got our latest, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see this. If you're not, you'll just have to
we'll paint a picture for you.
Okay, so here Disney sends us, we're part of what was called the Disney Earmark program. Disney rebranded that this year. It's called Earmarked by Disney, authorized travel agency. So anyways, so they send us a little statue at the end of each year. And I wanted to share it because you all helped us get there. This is our mini. You can see the little Earmarked by Disney thing, and you can see we're a platinum agency, which I'm very proud of. We have been a platinum agency, one of the very, very few since this program started. I don't even know how long ago, right? It's been forever, but I just want to put a thank you out to so many of our listeners because so many of you book with our agency and we so appreciate that. It means so much to us. The thing that means even more to us was the fact that you keep coming back and you keep referring your friends and your family to us. And that has always been the way that we wanted to build our business. We want to provide good enough service that you came back to us and you referred friends and family to us. So thank you so much. And thank you, Disney, for this lovely little statue, which I get to, you can see over the years, they've sort of changed the statues. They're sort of all over the place, but so I love it when they do that. And artwork. Oh my gosh, I have so much artwork on my walls here in my office. This is my one place where I put Disney stuff is here in the office. So anyways.
I echo the sentiment. Huge thank you, because without the our listener support, booking travel with the Magic for Less, I wouldn't be able to keep the podcast going because that's, how I make my living and that's how I pay for the podcast and everything here. So thank you so very much. I get to live out my dream because folks trust us with their vacations and the best times of their lives. I always say that when we get to book a vacation to Walt Disney World, somebody heads out to Disneyland, sails with Disney Cruise Line, that's the best time of their lives. And it's kind of going to get into today's topic. It's the stuff that you'll be talking about 6 months down the line, a year from now, like, next Christmas, you'll be talking about. I remember, like in August, we went to, we're sitting down at San Angel Inn and, we had that great meal or, we had that moment at the corner. We're sitting at the corner of Casey's with some corn dog nuggets and it was so hot and in July, but we had the best time that night when the fireworks started. That we get to have a small part in that. It's amazing. And Pam, I mean, we talk about this all the time, that we try to remember that we're very fortunate. We get to go to the parks quite often, but every trip is special for us. As many times as we gone, every trip for us is special. But I mean, a lot of our guests don't get to go quite as often as we do. So we got to make each and every trip, that once in a lifetime trip, every trip. That's what I try to do.
Yeah, it is. It's awesome. It's so, we get to do this podcast and put a little joy out into the world, and that's awesome. But I will say also, as being involved in the travel industry, the fact that we get to be involved in these kind of moments and memories that people remember their whole lives. Like you talk about core memories, there's no more core memory than a vacation that you took with your family. And I bet each and every one of you can remember a vacation from childhood. And it is those kinds of things, I think, that are the things that life is made up of, the things that you hold so dear that you just continually go back to that. And go back to those memories and remember this and remember that and all of those things. And so it's a privilege and an honor to be involved in that. It really is, to be involved in some of the most important and meaningful moments of people's lives. The fact that we have the opportunity to get to do this is a great thing. And it's my dream too. So I'm glad that y'all get to come along with us.
It is awesome, man. It is so cool. And I got to give a huge thank you. And here's one of the other things I just want to say, and then we're going to move on. And it's not a listener question show, Holly. Holly dropped a question on us because it's Friday. And she's confused, right? Because this is a listener question slot. We're going to, but you know what, Holly? But you know what, Holly? We're answering your question before we get to the topic. We don't care. We love you. So we're answering Holly's question to start the show. So hang tight. I got to say one thing. We are such a team at the Magic for Less. I mean, it could be, instead of TMFLT, it should be TEAMT. I don't know, but it's a team. It's always been a team. It's an amazing team. And I got to give a shout out to my buddy, Ben Lappin, who always allows me to go down to Marathon Weekend and covers for me. He's covering for my guests while I'm down there again, running around in a dumb hot dog costume on Thursday, running the races Friday, Saturday, Sunday, trying to. But that, again, without teamwork, we couldn't make the dream work. So I got to give a huge shout out to Ben because he is the best, and my guests are in capable hands while I'm out of the office and, down there doing research on what it's like to stand in a parking lot at 4:30 in the morning and do crazy dumb stuff.
I know. So we need to get better like Disney does about names. Like, how Disney has Together.
That's the dumbest name ever.
FLT.
That name's terrible. Don't go that route. That name's terrible.
I know, right?
Who did that? They should be fired. No, okay.
Yes.
And Holly says Ben is awesome. Exactly. See, Ben's got a fan club right here as we're recording live. We appreciate it. We know. I mean,
we have to answer Holly's question because it's urgent.
I know. Well, and her Ray over on Instagram says Ben is the best. I didn't know we had Ben's fan club in the house. Ben, you got a fan club. It's awesome. So make sure you're following Ben over on Instagram, by the way, because he puts out some amazing content on Instagram. It's seriously, and his daughter's star in all these cool little videos. I mean, like, I'm always like, man, Ben, you're killing it.
He's
doing some good stuff. Like he did he did a video a couple days ago, like where he got the cast members where they put the tape on the ground and if you step in the box. Dude, because I don't know, like Pam makes fun of me because like those kind of videos kill me. Like I'll just sit on the couch and like, we have the love seat with the 2 seats. Yeah. And I'll just be sitting there scrolling through Instagram and I'll just start busting out laughing. And she's like, what are you laughing at? And it'll be like that video that Ben did. I'm like, this is funny. She's like, it's not that funny. Like, it is. It's hilarious. Like, look at these people. They step in the box. Everybody goes nuts. It's tape.
Exactly.
I'm like, it's not tape. It's the fun box. You know, it's like
It's in the box.
She's like, you need to get out more. I'm like, yeah, I work from home. I can't help it. All right, Holly, we're answering your question. Then we're gonna get to the topic. She says, 2026 greetings. Urgent question for Pam, at least urgent in my mind. Which is the best fireworks dessert party at Magic Kingdom? There's the pre-fireworks, the sweets and treats where you sit and eat during the fireworks, then the post-fireworks dessert party. Would really appreciate your advice on which to book for an upcoming trip in March. Since Holly's a member of the Ben Lappin fan club, we're getting your question in. Here we go.
Right? And I have thoughts on this, and these are only mine, not sanctioned by Disney
We could also,
or any other people.
real quick, we could also cross-reference this show into listener questions if we have to hashtag this. Okay. So
Yes, exactly. So I prefer the one where you see the fireworks and then you have the desserts afterwards. And here's why. First of all, the one where you sit and eat them, you're sort of sitting in this little area that's right there at the Tomorrowland Terrace or whatever incarnation they're calling it at this point in time. Because God knows, as soon as I reference it, they will, actually change it. And not all seats have a great view. There's sort of the roof line sort of limits that. Now you can get up and sort of sit by the railing, and then people who are behind you get fired up, and you don't even want to deal with that, right? The reason why I prefer the desserts after the fireworks is because then you can linger and have desserts there for as long as you want. And you aren't with the mass of people who are leaving right after the fireworks, right? You still get the advantage of the area from which you get to see the fireworks, and it's a great view. And it is that area there, the green space is the same area whether you're having the desserts pre or post the fireworks. So everyone sort of shares that. And then when you're done, you get to relax, go have a leisurely drink, have some desserts, sit there, watch people funnel out. And so that's why I prefer to have the post fireworks dessert party.
there you go.
Hopefully that helps.
And I have participated in that, and it is awesome.
It is.
You get to
It's a
linger.
fun time. It really is. Like, it's just something fun about it. And I will tell you, I love that I do not have to stand there securing and defending my spot for the extended period of time before the fireworks.
Unless you're a competitive person, because it does kind of turn into a sport. Like who's gonna give in? Like who's gonna flinch? It's not gonna be me. No, because when we did this last time with you guys, like we found out that the people next to you were like they were Yinzers, as Max said.
Yes.
And you guys were comparing notes about small airports in the greater Pittsburgh area. It was interesting for somebody from St. Louis because I had no idea what you guys were talking about. But
yes, I think they had flown out of Latrobe.
yeah, I was like, I don't know what they're talking about, but this is interesting. Yeah, great. Okay, so real quick, so the topic for today that I proposed, I don't know. I'm sure you saw the news. Scott was kind of out of the news because we talked about this on Sunday night's call-in show. I broke the news to Scott, and he had not heard it, which he was the only Disney fan, I think, on the planet that had not heard it at this point. But you've heard Stacy's coming back, right?
Yes.
How about that?
I'm so excited.
How about that? Okay, where did that come from? Let me just get your thoughts on that. I mean, that's out of left field. Boom, Stacy, little video there.
I think it's so awesome, and I love her. I love the must-dos. I loved the pretzel und beer.
Yeah,
Come on, how many things can we quote from the must-do video thing? And I think part of that is because it must have ran for so long, right?
Yeah.
For so many years when we got there, that was what was there. And now they do have sort of a version of that they keep updated every now and then. But it's not the same.
It's not because it's influencers now. It's like little pods of influencers, right? I think they're trying to hit like little kind of like tribes, right? Little kind of like okay, this group like is supposed to like maybe associate with these kinds of people, and this group's kind of maybe this is like the Gen Xers, and this is like this is the younger folks, and this is the connected folks. It seems like they're trying to hit different demographics with these different like groups that kind of walk you through. Like this is the kids group. This is kind of the couples group. This is kind of the family group. I don't know, like why. Here's what I want to ask you real quick before. why did it was the longevity, I think. But I mean, Carissa, you remember Carissa? Because Carissa was before Stacy, the blonde.
Yeah.
She was like a short blonde haired girl. She read the exact same script. I mean, because we played it on Magical Mouse Radio. It was the same script. She didn't have the longevity that Stacy had. And then Stacy morphed into like the Must Do Disney from the, like it was kind of that, everybody kind of complained because she had like the grandma, they said like the grandma look. It wasn't grandma look, but it was more conservative, right? It was a sign of the times. And then things started changing. It got so dynamic. I know it was like harder to keep up with like all the changes. She'd had almost like live in a studio to make all the modifications. I get why they did it, but why did people connect with Stacy? Because really was it just that like when you walked in your room, because I guess maybe because you were on vacation at Walt Disney World, best time of your life. And she was almost like the unofficial greeter for 25,000 people at Walt Disney World at the same time. Is that it?
I think that was part of it. And I think the other thing was because she did connect with people on social media. And that was during that time when I think social media was becoming more impactful in our lives and the market wasn't so flooded. So she really did sort of connect with people too. So I think so many of us felt like we knew her and we knew she had she was big into like having like pet charities and things like that. So I think we knew that we felt like we knew something about her, right? We felt like we knew a little bit about her. And I think that still continues to be one of the things that is such a positive thing about social media. You do get to have influence and sort of connect with people that you wouldn't have otherwise, but the field is much more crowded now. And it sort of takes a bit, I swear Mike and I, again, we're talking about this, like you mistakenly click on something on social media and then your algorithm is forever changed and you see every video this person makes and you're like, no, it was a mistake.
You don't even have to click on it. Like if you just slow down or stop, Pam will ask me a question and I'll be scrolling through something. I'll stop and I'll be like, wait, what'd you say? And then boom, I stopped on something. I'm like, I'm getting those ads for eternity. I'm like, 100%. I don't even like this product. It's like a cheerleading thing, because I ordered something for Mallory. Now I'm getting it for eternity. Yeah, exactly.
I know. So there was a time, I don't know, what is the hook that they're going to use to connect with us Gen Xers?
I get the thing about turning old dead shopping malls into retirement homes, like every third post. It's like, where am I, dude? It's constant. So, exactly. But that's a good point because she was in her first run was kind of that up and coming. In our podcast, truly back in 2008 was from when Twitter was. I mean, think about it though. This is when Twitter was born. I mean, when social media was kinder and gentler, and everybody was kind of connecting and making those initial connections when it wasn't such a crowded, loud field of everything and all the nonsense of today. Yeah, and I think too, just the way they presented that video, because when I watched it back then, I didn't know as much about Disney when I was going in 2008. And this was actually well before even that. Before we even had the podcast, I didn't know she was like from New York. When I saw her in those videos, I took her in as like she's from somebody from Missouri. And I don't know if like everybody kind of felt like she's from their town. Like she's a part of my family. I don't know if like she felt like she connected to me, and if everybody felt kind of that same way. I think they nailed it with her casting in that role.
Yeah, I agree. She just seemed like everyone's friend, someone that, everyone knew. And I think we liked that about her. And she got excited about some of the same stuff that we got excited about. Like you saw it. I remember her and I remember Samantha Brown sort of like being around the same time, right?
Samantha Brown on all the travel channels, like resort, what was that? Great hotels.
Yes. And they would do Disney editions, right?
100%.
And she would go into a room and get excited about the same thing I got excited about. Like she was like, look, they have really nice toiletries here. And I'm like, girl, they do. You're right.
Yes. We had both of them. Both of them were on our podcast, by the way, back in the day. And dude, I'm telling you, my heart was beating out of my chest when I talked to both of them. I was like, I told my wife, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm talking to Stacy and I'm talking to Samantha Brown. I'm going to have a heart attack. I'm going to have a heart attack.
Exactly, exactly. But I think that both of them were very relatable, are very relatable. And I think that that was something, when you feel like you know somebody because you get to spend some time with them, I think that that sort of, helps make that connection. And you really, you crave that. We all crave that. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, they just they seem very genuine, and I think they really were. I mean, I don't think it was an act, and it was just it was a good time. So kind of talking about those core memories and how, I think that it's not that hard, but I think over the past decade, Disney has just been tone deaf to the simplest things when it comes to this kind of stuff. And it's refreshing when I see, oh, Stacy,
Yeah.
hello, like bring her back. This is what, maybe not everybody, because I know we don't speak for everybody, but I think we have a lot in common as far as like what gets us excited when it comes to Disney vacations. And I think it's the simple things like, a Stacy welcoming us in. And, Scott and I got talking about what kind of simple things could Disney bring back that would get us excited from like a decade ago, 15 years ago, that really kind of those small things that got us jazzed for Disney vacations. And like, he talked about like the old background loops and stuff, the epic background loop at like Epcot. He knew he was in Epcot. He couldn't even quantify it or explain it to somebody, but he knew that that was Epcot when he heard that soundtrack. I said, and I know that we're not in the DVD era anymore, but like if Disney could put out once a year on the Parks blog or on YouTube or something, just a thematic video, because remember like they did like once a year, they put out the planning video. It would have like a light theme, like the one year it had like the guy that's like, you're in the photo guy, or the guy that talked about all the benches around property. But what he was doing, he was walking around the 4 parks. He was telling you, about the resorts, but this is a floating bench, and it was the Jungle Cruise, and he talked about all the benches. They could put that on YouTube just as easily as they mailed out the DVDs to everybody. But it got me jazzed. I watched that sucker 100 times, whether I had a trip planned or not, and that was like, it was a media kind of connection. When I even wasn't going to Walt Disney World, I still watched it. Like it was a connection to the park. I don't know. What kind of things like that do you think, like on your mind, that, because that was a core memory for me, those old planning DVDs. Do you have any suggestions? Because like Stacy coming back, good call. Like, because that's going to be a core memory it connects us to past memories, but it could also make future memories for new guests.
Agreed. And I think too, I think like you had talked about the DVDs and things like that. I would love if they would do something like that and put it on YouTube. I think it would,
because they don't need the cost, like it's lower cost.
They probably have all the footage they need. Let me just tell you that.
Yeah.
But anyways, and like Scott, the music, and this will, show you exactly how old I am. But I literally, when you got rid of all the CDs, right? At some point, the ones I could not part with were my Disney CDs, like those things. And I'm still not willing to, because you know what? Some of that music you can't find.
Exactly. Like Reflections of Earth and Illuminations and
yes,
all those, like
that's not like on Spotify or Amazon Music or Apple Music or things like that. It just, there are some incarnations of things that I can't. And those are the things you put that loop on, like Scott said, the Epcot loop, that I'm just there. It like hits me somewhere, right? Because it's just like so many great memories. But for me, I think so many of the resort loops too. And if you're at the Contemporary, you feel like it has been the same one for the last 25 years. So you don't have to worry about that going away.
Especially, because I didn't, dude, it's your husband, Steve, he's got me messed up now. Because if you stay in the Garden Wing, you're going to hear Hootie and the Blowfish. I didn't even realize it until he said that. I'm like, dude, he's so right. You hear 90s rock in this part of the hotel.
Exactly. It's been there. I wonder why. And so many of the different resorts, sometimes they'll alter them or something, but the people at Contemporary are like, oh, heck no.
Heck no,
we're keeping that the same.
Dude, you're not taking Hootie out of the Garden Wing at the Contemporary.
Exactly.
Over my dead body.
The other one that I think really hits for me is the old Tomorrowland loop,
Oh, I
right?
love. Well, I mean, you hear it
Right?
on here like every 2 weeks. Again,
I
you can't get
know.
away from it.
Waterfall.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's
That's Behind the Waterfall by David Lance. I think it is. Yes. They
but
use
it's
that all
just
over the place on property. By the way, they use it on the
they do.
train. They use it on the train. They use it in Epcot. They use it in Tomorrowland. It's everywhere. By the way, so.
So I know, but I just love those. I think that so much about that. I think is something that just really takes you back to a memory. Like it really has a way of getting into your memory so much more than other things. And the music is just always that for me.
I think that too. And okay, so for also like, I try to think of the windows of people that like when they took their first trips or early trips or, a group of folks. Remember when we used to get the free magic bands, or even when you paid for them for a while, but I mean, there was a time that for folks that are new to all this is going to sound crazy. You're going to be like, "Dude, Mike lost his stuff," but this is true. I'm telling you, this is true. When you booked a vacation, a package, or even a room only, the first thing you did, you make your deposit, you book your trip, and then you would go in and you would pick your magic band color, and you would even personalize it. And honest to God, I had so many magic bands, it was hard for me to decide how to name my magic bands because I ran out of names. It was like a vanity license plate at some point because like it'd be like BOGP Lizard, LZRD. I just put years on them, like LZRD 2014, because the thing was like everybody in the room got their own magic band. You pick your color. Now these were just regular magic bands. They didn't do all the high tech stuff, but they opened the doors and you could pay you pay your bills with them and stuff. But the thing was, I don't even think it was so much the magic band itself, but it was the excitement of getting a box in your mail, getting a box at home in the mailbox 60 days before your trip. It was the anticipation. It's like getting the luggage tags for a cruise. It's a sticker. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that. It's the excitement of getting Disney mail.
Right.
And so I was thinking about this too. That's kind of like one of those core memories that's kind of gone nowadays. That back in the day, like you would see everybody post that box with like Mr. Incredible and his long stretchy arms all around the box, and people would pop it open. And, it'd have like your crazy names, it was a decade ago at this point, probably, with all the magic bands, all the crazy names of the magic bands. And like, you knew somebody's getting ready to go to Walt Disney World. It was exciting. Now, do we need to do that again? Probably not, because we're paying for magic bands. They're not free. But could Disney send some kind of collateral out before the trips to get everybody pumped up? Probably, for the price we're paying for vacations. Because I think it gets everybody jazzed for a trip.
Yeah, I agree. I think there is something about getting something in the mail, but it may be a generational thing because I will tell you, Hannah doesn't even check her mail.
That's true. That Paige doesn't either, man. I mean, she's in Chicago getting parking bills and they get sent to our house. So I don't know.
Yes.
She's probably going to go to jail. I don't know.
But I'm like, Hannah, did you check your mail? And she's like, no.
Yeah,
And I'm
maybe
like,
it is.
when
Maybe
was
we're old
before you
folks.
checked it?
But I mean, wouldn't you get excited though? Like if you have a trip book, I mean, every generation. Maybe I'm just old. Maybe I'm missing out. I don't know. Like it's exciting.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe I'm yelling at the clouds. Who knows?
It was no, but it's true. I think that was something, and they actually so Disney's done studies on some of these things showing that like getting something prior to your trip is something that sort of, that people really enjoy that. But I think what has replaced that is the email. They still find, the pre-arrival communication is still impactful because you're getting it via email. So
I don't know. I just see, but okay, they've done that study, but did not, maybe because I think we're to such a different audience, right? Who we're talking to. Yeah. Because obviously we're like the 2% of the people going on vacations, right, not the 98% of the normies.
Right. Yes.
So we got to remember that. But I mean, the people that are in our audience, what do? Immediately we got the box. We put it like, oh my gosh, make sure you move everything off the table so it doesn't look like we have a messy table. That's my wife. Okay, take the picture. And then I post it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Now back then we didn't have a Discord. We had the message boards. We posted it everywhere, and like, that's what everybody I knew did. And I mean, it was free advertising for Disney too.
Yeah,
It got
was,
it got
for
the
sure.
conversation going. I miss those days. I kind of miss that. But I guess the
Yeah.
email maybe. But does the email do that? I don't know.
I don't think like you do that, but I think people take so many pictures now when they're there. Do you remember
That's
when you
true.
like you had a like you, even though when you were moving from a phone like a camera to like a phone for photos, right? Even in the original days of photos, you still had a digital camera in
Mhm.
addition to your phone, right? Because the phone didn't take very good pictures.
No.
And it was a bit before the phone took real pictures. And then eventually phones took such great pictures that you didn't need the other camera anymore. But it was like there was like a you didn't take as many pictures. You didn't take nearly as many pictures. You took probably a tenth of the selfies.
Oh, you didn't take, and you didn't. Honestly, I didn't take selfies. Like you took a lot of pictures, but it was more
Right.
like picture of the castle or a picture of
Right,
the
exactly.
Astro Orbiter kind of platform. But
Yes.
you didn't have a lot of pictures that. I mean, my Instagram's just selfies of me on the treadmill every morning. Like for real, I gotta stop doing that. It's stupid. I just do it for accountability. but yeah, it's dumb. Why do I do that? It's so stupid. But yeah, but back then you're right. It was like it was back when the world was normal. Like you took normal pictures. It was like cool stuff. It was cool stuff.
You all stood in
Yeah,
front
exactly.
of the park icon.
There weren't even
and you
people in
took
them. Yeah,
pictures
it wasn't even like
with
people
all
weren't
of
even in
you.
them. Like it was just pictures of cool stuff. Exactly.
You took the stage photo and you were like, boom.
They definitely weren't
Okay.
selfies. Yeah, exactly. For the
You
most
can
part.
go back to being whatever, cranky or whatever else you are, but we're all going to stand here as a family in front of the castle and take a picture. No, it's funny. You see families trying to get that perfect picture and there's 20 or 30 takes and I'm just like, oh
It
dang.
ain't happening.
And
Give it
right.
up.
I look back at the pictures from when I took my first couple trips as a kid and the pictures that my family took. And of course, then you just took a picture and hoped, right? That it all
Yeah,
was gonna
exactly.
stop.
When you got it back from
No idea.
Kmart, you're like, oh man, that's
Yes,
wasn't what I
right.
was hoping
And
for.
I'm like, I say to my mom, what was I doing here? And why did you take a picture of this? And they're just like, that's what you were doing. Like, we didn't, like, you didn't not put that one in the photo album because you were doing something dumb, because that would have been half the pictures we took of you. If we took
But you
out
didn't
everyone.
dare do something stupid in the picture like in my family because my dad would have killed us because like it cost so much money to get to buy the film, to get them developed.
Yes.
My dad would have killed us. Like if you'd have done something stupid in the picture, because he'd have been like, that picture was $5.
That's right. Exactly. This is going to be, you should title this the one where Pam and Mike actually demonstrate how old they are.
That's totally what I've called this. That's all this is. By the way, Deanna Her over on Instagram says, I would love to sign up, but I was just interested in DVC just so I could get the free video, just so I could see what was new. I'd watch them multiple times just to feel the excitement of the bubble. And you know what?
Yeah.
I would do that for Disney Cruise Line every single year. Do you
Oh,
remember?
100%.
Do you remember those videos? Here we. This is I'm
Yes.
totally.
Yes.
I hope you're enjoying the show because this is all you're getting on a Friday.
VHS tape at the
Yes.
beginning.
Oh,
like-
do you remember it'd be like across the sea? Dude,
Yes.
talk about core memories, dude. That's 25 years
Yes.
ago, I bet you. Across
Yes.
the sea, across
Mhm.
the sea, do 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 do. Let the stars be our guide. Oh my God, that's probably 20 years ago, and I still remember the song.
Agreed. I totally agree with that.
Oh
I
my
absolutely
God.
did.
Had like a little like a ship in a bottle.
Yes.
Oh
Yes,
Lord.
I remember those. I'm sure I still have some of those DVDs, not the VHS, but
No, I had
definitely
I had the tapes, like the videotape, like the VHS.
You still have those?
Yes, they were in my classroom. I had because I'd show them on a rainy day in my classroom, like for
You were
indoor
like,
for
"Kids."
indoor recess. I'd put my kids to sleep.
You were like, work hard so you can go here.
Yes, get a good job, kids. You get to go on Disney Magic because that's all that was around back then.
I know. Yes, no, that's definitely true. You would fill out. So what would happen was, remember, people figured out that you'd fill out the survey, right?
I don't even know how I
And,
got them, but I had a bunch of them.
I know, agreed. But how about, remember when they would send out the personalized maps?
Yes. How did you get
Right?
those? I forgot about There was a thing, yeah, because they
You
they
requested them.
personalized them to you. right?
Yes.
Didn't they?
You
Yeah.
can
Well,
put
how do we
your
get
favorite
those?
ride,
Yeah. Well, how did you do that? I forgot about
what you were
those.
planning on doing, all of those kind of things. So I know that I still have them. Again, these are things that, like, now at this point, you're like, I don't know what I'm doing with those, but I do allow myself to have like a bin of these things that I guess at some point after I'm gone, Hannah will have to throw it out. But
I know, seriously. Well, I mean, and Pam is like a minimalist, like my Pam.
yes, me
She wants
too.
like I turn around, she wants to throw that stuff away. Like I have to be careful. Like seriously. Like I'm glad I have this like studio. This I call it the studio. It's Paige's old bedroom. I have grand. Like in my head, everything's like really cool. Really to Pam, it's Paige's old bedroom. Like we have two different versions of the same like 10 by 10 space in our basement. It's when I'm like, I'm going down to the podcast studio. She's like, yeah, he's going down to Paige's old bedroom. Same location. But what was I talking about? Anyways, yeah, exactly. I got to be careful though, because she will throw stuff away as soon as I turn around. That kind
Great.
of stuff. So, but yeah, I keep the old keys, like key cards, like key to the world cards, because like we've stayed one night in my entire life, club level. It was that one night at the beach club where our annual passes expired, and
Yes.
so I'm like, well, we got to do something. And so I got a ripping deal on one night at the beach club on a annual pass club level room. We stayed there. Mallory ate like 7 pounds of taffy off the guy's desk, the club level guy's desk, and we just had a blast. Like we ate everything out of the lounge, and we lived it up. But yeah, and that card was gold, right?
Yeah.
I think like
Yes.
because that's why it was gold. So I kept that. I mean, I keep all that, but I mean those are core memories. I mean, like Mallory was little. Like I remember, like we sat on that balcony and looked out, like we were kings and queens for that one night of the world. But I mean, those are the core memories that I think you remember all the time.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely you do. Plus, I mean, she probably didn't feel great after all that taffy either.
Oh my
So.
God, I can't imagine. I don't think she went to the bathroom for a month. Probably, I don't know. But I didn't care. Like we paid $600 that night. Like eat all the taffy, whatever. If we have to take you to the ER, we have to take you to the ER. We're gonna roll with it. I'm not a great dad. I didn't know. I was like, dude, this room is expensive. Eat all the taffy you want, kid. So yeah, but I mean, this is a weird show. But this is what happens this is our first podcast back in the new year. So this is what happens. So
this is what 2026 has in store.
this year is gonna be fun on the podcast. People strap in. So yeah, but I mean, so we're talking about all these things though. But I mean, bottom line is like personalized maps. These DVDs, these VHS tapes, these background loops. I mean, Stacy making these connections though is. A lot of when you think about it globally and you think about the big picture, these are all such minor things, but we're laughing, we're smiling, we're giggling. I mean, these things are hugely important to our Disney vacations when really kind of they're throwaway things in the big picture, but they're huge. It's weird. They're big and small at the same time.
They are. And so I wonder how it's hard to quantify that. I'm sure as a business, it's incredibly hard to quantify that. I would know at the travel agency, it would be hard for us to quantify that too. But when you think about it, like now that we can go straight to our room and we don't interact with the front desk cast members so much, do you miss that? Do you wish you did? Do you find the fact that they put a priority on getting you in your room sooner, is that more important to you in the end? Because I think if you would have polled everyone and said, what's more important to you? Interacting with the front desk cast member or getting to your room early?
Right. That's a great point, because 15 years ago, is efficiency like a great thing? And you might have said, oh my gosh, like how cool is it that I go straight to my room? Like I don't even have to think about standing in line. But then now, like I miss the lobby at Pop Century. I miss the smells, during Christmas. I miss seeing the Christmas tree. I miss the music. I miss the interaction. I miss the opportunity to talk to a cast member. Like, who are we? You know what I'm saying? Like they give us the opportunity to go straight to the room. But then we have these discussions in the clubhouse over on the Discord. Like, I miss that interaction with the cast member. It's like, what do we want? I don't think we know what we want all the time. I mean, I don't.
Agreed.
I don't. I don't know what I want, because when I go straight to the room, I do miss like, oh my gosh, like I stayed for a weekend at Coronado and I never went to the, I never went to El Mercado. Like, what am I doing? Like, that's why I stayed there. Exactly. Like, efficiency is a wonderful thing, but it does, it's like you rob Peter to pay Paul kind of thing. It's like you're always taking from one bucket to put in the other. I think it's
for sure.
And
I wonder if the response that they're getting from people is different too. Like, if you didn't have a connection to doing that, do you even miss it? Right? Do you even see that as valuable?
Yeah, new guests might see it as like, hey, this is great. Like, because it's one of those things. If you know, but if you don't, you're probably cool with it.
Right. I know. I think that's always the danger, right? When you keep moving forward as a company and you keep trying to meet people's needs, and it's hard because not only do people not know what their needs are, like we're talking about, or even know what they want to have happen. I think it's different the way that it's presented to them too. So I do not envy Disney because they're a company where so many people have a link to something nostalgic with. And if you change that in any way, it's a challenge.
Yeah, because you do have to keep moving forward and progressing and, building new lands, and you can't stay stagnant. But at the same time, you do have to have those connections, right? I mean, you want people to come back and say, oh, I remember that. I connect with that. And
yeah.
God, that's such a hard thing to do, I think.
It is. I guess they're hoping that most of the stuff in the park stays similar or the same. Hopefully you can find enough there, I don't know.
Yeah, and it's simple. So like Len and Jen, they say Jen and I have stayed at a lot of the DVC resorts. My core memory is almost makes me cry. It's just the simple here and welcome home as I enter the lobby, and I think that's it. It's just like I'm going back to French Quarter. It's like, one of my very first trips was at French Quarter. It's where I'm staying this weekend. And one of my very first experiences walking onto property was just that Porte Cochere, seeing the bulbs, the wrought iron that you drive under and hearing jazz music. That's why I'm staying there this weekend. I just kind of want to get a piece of that, going back in time. So, well, hey, crazy show, but I mean, core memories are important. I mean, that's basically it. I mean, it's, you make new memories, but it's also just, just hearing a familiar background loop. It's also the smells. It's the sights. It's a powerful thing. It takes you right back to, days gone by. Good stuff. And Stacy, I'm glad Stacy's coming back. I like it. She's a great ambassador for Disney. She's done a great job.
Agreed. I agree. She'll be like a fresh voice, but it'll be a fresh voice, but so many of us will have a relationship with her already. So I think it's the best of both worlds.
100% agree. All right. Well, everybody, hey, running the races this weekend. Enjoy every mile. If you're checking this out while the races are still going on, enjoy your miles, stay safe, hydrate, have a good time. We're proud of you already. And just if you see me down there, I want to see you. So let's get some selfies. Let's have some fun. Stay safe out there. And we're proud of you. So let's have a good weekend. All right. So we're going to wrap this one up. Don't forget, the show is always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We've kind of already said that we appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Thanks for your support. We'd love to continue to work with you in 2026. You know how to do that. Just swing by the website over at themagicforless.com. We'll take care of you from there. Just fill out the quote form. Easy peasy, chicken squeezy. Take care of it right there. Magicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. Excuse me. Anytime you do that online shopping, click through there. It takes you right back to the site. It supports the podcast at the same time. So we really, really do appreciate that. And you can support us on Patreon. It's $5 a month. It's like a cup of coffee a month. It's less than, I think, what my daughter pays for a cup of coffee. She's kind of bougie. But you can support the podcast there, and you get a bonus show every week called Mike in the Midwest. I sure appreciate our patrons over there. Thank you to everybody who does support us there, and you can become a new one here in 2026. So come on over to patreon.com/BeOurGuestPodcast. I'm on the social media, and I'm posting all kinds of stuff at Be Our Guest Mike on Instagram, x.com, and Threads this weekend and always. And you can, Pam's at TMFLT Pam. You can follow Scott at Epscott, EPSCOT, Ricky's at Ricky Nibs, RIKKINIBS, and all those places. Coming over to the Discord, that's where all the action is going to be happening big time this weekend. It's free for everybody. Coming over at beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. And no live show this Sunday night because I'm going to be hard from the marathon. But we'll do one next Sunday night for you. All right, so for Pam, I'm Mike, wishing you a great weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
You've been listening to the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. If you have questions, comments, or would like to be a guest on the show, please visit our website at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you real soon.